HIV is now one of the deadliest chronic conditions worldwide, especially in low-income countries. Approximately 25.5 million people with HIV live within sub-Saharan Africa and lack the resources to effectively diagnose HIV/AIDS. Malawi, one of the world's poorest countries, faces a high burden of HIV/AIDS, and the majority being adolescent girls. The cash transfer program reduces the risk of women becoming infected and the incentive for young girls to participate in risky transactional sex to earn money.
What exactly is a cash transfer program?
Cash transfers are direct cash payments to individuals or households, often targeting the most marginalized populations. The cash transfer program in Zambia is meant to reduce the prevalence of sexually transmitted HIV, improve education, and overall health outcomes. Cash transfers can help address structural drivers of HIV, such as economic and gender inequalities and low levels of education, which are the priorities in the United Nations Developmental Program. The program increases the use of critical prevention and management services, such as counseling and health testing, thus hoping to improve the quality of life for those with HIV.
Hi, my name is Rhonda, and when I was 15 years old, I was diagnosed with HIV. I would participate in sexual encounters to make money because my family needed the cash to survive. We were financially unstable and could not afford to eat. I eventually had to drop out of school in order to make a living. When the doctor told me I had HIV, I was concerned about the relationships I had with my friends and family. Here, people are afraid to come in contact with individuals with HIV because of the stigma around it. They believe that it is transmitted through casual direct contact. So I was so scared to leave my house because I feared that everyone was talking about me. I was bedridden for at least about a month, and my mom finally had enough money to take me to the doctors. After being diagnosed with HIV, I had limited access to health care because we didn't have the resources. So the treatment options were too expensive for me and my family, and there were days where I had to suffer because we couldn't afford medication.
Guys, give her a minute.
So it was about 4 years ago, and I remember it like it was yesterday, that I decided to go to the grocery store, to buy some food. And I saw a sign about how a group was giving free antiretroviral treatment. So I decided to go where they were located, which was Central Zambia, and I went in, they took some of my information, and they literally gave me the medication for free. And it was that day when I finally felt like my life had meaning and there was a light at the end of the tunnel.
My name is Abby Kinyali, and I live in Zomba, a small town in Malawi. I am 15 years old, and I live with my father and my 2 younger brothers. And my eldest sister passed away too. She couldn't go to school, and we weren't making enough money, so she had to go into prostitution. Older men would offer her money for sex, and she would engage in transactional sex in order to support her family. She developed HIV/AIDS, which we couldn't afford to treat. I miss her.
My name is Katiedi, and I live in Zomba, a small town in Malawi. I am 18 years old, and I have 1 older brother and twin sisters. Mama earns little money as she makes jewelry out of pebbles and sells it. I help her make and sell the jewelry as well.
I am participating in the conditional cash transfer program, which means that I must go to school in order to receive monthly payments. I have to attend at least 80% of the school week, and as a part of this program, I'm receiving $4 a month to help support my family and my education.
I am participating in the unconditional cash transfer program. This means I do not have to go to school to receive payments. I receive $5 a month to help support my siblings and mama. It's little, but any money can help provide food for my family.
Can you tell us more about the research study?
Yes. In Zambia, we actually conducted a randomized control trial. Approximately 1,000 unmarried women aged 13 to 22 years were randomly selected in the cash transfer program. There are certain requirements, however, in order to qualify for the cash transfer program. This includes that families must be labor constrained and meet the criteria for being at the extreme poverty line. To be included in the study, participants cannot afford to have more than one meal each day or purchase essential non-food items like soap, clothing, and school supplies. These participants were then split into two groups, the first being a conditional cash transfer program and the second an unconditional cash transfer program. Risk assessments were completed at baseline after 1 year, and then after about 18 months, HIV status was tested. Both programs decreased the number of sexual encounters that the girls had while also reducing the dropout rate by about 40%.
Just recently, I was crowned Miss HIV Stigma-Free in 2016, and I feel like I have the responsibility to give strength to young girls to eliminate the stigma around HIV. I want to help tackle the rising HIV rates in young adolescent girls in Malawi through introducing strategies that address the underlying conditions of poverty. This approach should be supported by legal and policy mechanisms to protect people subjected to these conditions. I also feel like these mechanisms should be accessible to all citizens of the country. I suggest that every female that lives in a financially unstable household to apply to these cash transfer programs. These programs focus on empowering adolescent girls to steer them away from risky sexual behavior and thus reduce their risk of HIV infection. Right now, there aren't many programs that are accessible to all citizens, but I promise one day to help fund a cash transfer program that is accessible to all adolescents and one that does not discriminate against sex. I want everyone to know that there is a life with HIV and there is a life with AIDS.
Abi Kinyali is now 25 years old and married with a 1-year-old baby. Her attendance and grades at school improved along with her nutrition. She did not develop any sexually transmitted infections and is now working as a teacher. Katiana is now 28 years old and married with 3 kids. She is a stay-at-home mom and has continued her mother's jewelry business.